Alliance siege towers are very important to Call of Dragons. It is a very different mechanic than Rise of Kingdom, its sister game, or any games of its genre, because it will allow you to strategically place a lot of your position, your cities, and counter some enemy placement due to the way it works. I will be explaining just a little bit about how it works for basic war. We have had a pretty epic war for quite a while. For those of you who've watched my last video where I showed basically our 6-hour long war with our enemies on top of the Dragon Plateau, which we are on, as you can see. We are all around the plateau, and we have these towers spread around on every edge of this plateau, while our enemies are down here all around us. As you can see, we have towers everywhere, and we are basically fighting against them for the territory that it gives. So in this video, I will be telling you exactly kind of how it works. For those of you who might not be aware, it is something that leadership does deal with more than regular players because they are the ones placing them. So these towers are simply like level 2 regular towers. So when you make a regular tower, you can upgrade it into a siege tower. Once it is a siege tower, it will have the same function as a regular tower, but it will also be able to attack enemy cities. Now, for this to happen, one of your officers has to click this little button to turn it on, and it will start shooting. As you can see, this big red circle around, it will shoot at any cities that is within this circle. What it does is attacks the wall directly. It doesn't kill your troop, doesn't zero your account or anything like that, but you can see this wall. Your status, obviously, when it's full HP is good. And eventually, when this goes low enough or to 0, your city gets teleported at a random location away from the tower. So this is why it is so important for these towers to be used in war. As you can see, all our enemies are down here, and we have towers on every edge to prevent them from having cities, as you can see, anywhere in that circle. They're also doing the same thing. They're also putting these towers around so that we can't have cities teleported anywhere around here. And this is basically how it works. If you are teleporting in range of one of these towers, you will slowly get attacked. Your wall will slowly die, and then you will get teleported. Now, this can be dangerous if you go to bed and you wake up and they've put a tower in range and kicked your city off, because then you could have been teleported to a random location where they can zero you because you are not on Alliance territory anymore. So this is going to be just the basics. That is how it works. You really are going to want to plan your movement in a way that when you are building somewhere, if your enemy is also building around you, you do want to put these towers first so that you occupy this territory. For example, this tower here, while it doesn't do anything for us because we have 2 other towers, it has created this box around here. You can see the little dotted line here. This box is this tower's territory, which makes this area our territory, which means that when they put their flag here, their territory, that was the furthest they could put the flag, instead of putting the flag right here, which would have kicked off all of the players here, probably myself included if it was all here. So not only do you want to put the towers defensively, now this doesn't need to be a siege tower, but it does prevent them from teleporting players down here. You can make one siege, one not siege. It depends, as long as you're covering the area. They do require a little bit more expense when you're upgrading them to siege tower, but still, the point here really just is that you have to be wary. If you are a rank 4, rank 5 on Alliance, or if you're just a regular member, you do have to be wary that at some point someone could put a tower and teleport your city out, and you do have to protect your own members by putting towers to prevent that, by creating the zone around it so that you occupy it. So this is a pretty straightforward mechanic in this game, but it is a very important one because it will have a big impact on the way things are done in war. And you can see we're putting them everywhere around, so it really limits the amount of teleportation space that you have. Now, of course, because we're fighting on the Dragon Plateau, this is even more important as we are basically just trapped on this plateau, but it is also one of the best defensive positions in the game to be in. Really, it will have an impact because you will have to have done this planning before getting there. And as you can see, my alliance and its leaders have done this because we have towers all around the edge everywhere. And this is one of the reasons why we have so much space here and why we can hold off two full servers against us in a battle because we have such an advantage of territory up here with these towers. But many people didn't know exactly how they worked, so this is why I made this video. Hopefully it was useful to you. I'm gonna make a series with quite a few videos explaining how all the PvP aspects of this game work, so make sure to subscribe and stay tuned for more of these tips. Thank you guys for watching, I'll see you in the next video.